Greetings. Welcome to a new episode of Art Matters. I'm your host, Wayne Quackenbush, and today I'll be talking to two local artists about their life and their work and art. First of all, I'd like to invite and say hello to Mary Monteiro. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
I met you through contacts at Gallery X in New Bedford, and we'll be collaborating on a show very shortly. How did you get involved with the arts?
It was a convoluted path. I really didn't draw until I was 18, and didn't know what I wanted to do with myself after high school. The only art form, a creative activity I was exposed to was sewing, so I thought I would go to FIT and become a fashion designer.
It's the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City.
Yep, but that was kind of out of my price range. So I did my first year foundation at what is now UMass Dartmouth. At the time it was SMU, and I really needed the basics to learn how to draw and paint.
Right, and the foundation would be 2D design, 3D design, figure drawing, drawing one, drawing two, that kind of thing?
Yep, the basics. But the problem was, at the time, the school was very into abstract art, so it wasn't really serving my needs. So I quit. I left after a year and a half, and I studied with a classical artist in Providence, Eugene Tonoff. And I got the best training imaginable there.
Was that like an apprenticeship, or did you?
Yes, I did. Well, I first had taking lessons there when I was at UMass, and then I became an apprentice to him as painting, oil painting and drawing. And then I apprenticed with his girlfriend at the time, who was a fashion illustrator. And I did apprentice with her and started freelancing illustration in 1976.
Wow. So, yeah, and the illustration field was very different back then than it is now.
Absolutely,
and, you were able to find clients and make a living doing that.
Yep. It wasn't digital like it is now. It was really fine art. And actually, that was kind of one of my lessons in being at UMass. Was my painting teacher told me, "You're not a painter, you're an illustrator." And that was meant to be an insult. Okay.
Yes.
But through my time over the last 40 years or so, I've learned that I'm doing both. I'm doing illustration and painting at the same time.
So he called you an illustrator as an insult because you were representational?
Yes, yep.
And wow, yeah.
Yeah.
You figured they'd be more open-minded in that time period.
Well, maybe they are now. I don't know. I'm not in touch with the program now. I know the program has definitely improved since I was there.
Yeah, and I hear good things coming out of UMass Dartmouth. Do you want to start talking about some of your work?
Sure. I thought I'd start with my starting point in illustration.
Okay.
I had this is a pencil drawing for a fashion ad. I had a regular account for fashion. I also drew furniture for years.
Oh my goodness.
What is now? What is it now? It was Alpert's. Now it's Raymore and Flanagan.
Oh, sure.
For years, I drew furniture,
and these
couches.
Would be for print reproduction, so it would be in newspapers and things like that?
Newspapers, mostly. I did, the fashion, I did some magazines, some New York stores who carried the lines. We were in Women's Wear Daily. But that was the start, and it was something that I was able to do for many years with regular clients and some things that popped up unexpectedly. But all behind it all, what I really wanted to do was paint.
Right.
Yeah, so I kind of paid my dues with the illustration.
Now, were you painting on the side, or you must have been working so hard to...
I didn't have the time. I had deadlines and all that. I didn't have the time, but behind it all, there was this desire to paint.
But how did you feel about being pressured to do this work so quickly and to get paid for it?
Actually, I thrived under the pressure. Often when I had a deadline, I would start something the morning of.
Yeah.
And all that energy was there.
Yeah.
A lot of the fashion ads were done that way. I mean, I knew what I wanted to do, just like I actually did the actual finish.
It wasn't exactly so you sat up all night working on something.
No, I'm not a night person. I'm a
You
morning
really keep
person.
regular hours and get up and
Yeah, and then, in the midst of that, you're raising a family and taking
well,
care of...
exactly. And I mean, from what I know of the illustrator or work for hire, the more you work, the more you get paid, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, unless you have well-paying clients.
But it's a solitary existence. Except that I mean, you're living in a house and having a family, but you have to spend hours by yourself.
I have no issue with that.
Okay.
I love solitude. I love quiet.
But you mix it up, though, because then you could step away. And
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
you must get into the zone where you're just in your own head and it's just you and the board for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my sweet spot, actually.
Let's,
But, with clients, you're out, you're delivering, you're getting new assignments. So there's a lot of interaction with working with clients.
Did you have a representative, or did you do all of you find the work, or they found you?
No, they found me. I
Good.
started with, when I was apprenticing under Sharon Nattell, I was kind of doing the grunt work for her clients. And little did they know, if they would do like a fashion piece like this, if this was a plaid suit, they would do the fun part, and I would have me do the plaid.
Oh.
But they didn't realize I liked doing plaid. It was very, I don't know, it's very meditative.
They have plaid and patterns, though. That must be difficult.
Stripes and how they go in the folds, and so
You want to keep
Sure.
stepping up with...
So I officially ended my illustration career about, it's hard to say, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and was finally free to move into painting because my kids had grown. I had more free time. In fact, this is one of my sons, my little Joshua, who is now, this is an oil portrait. He is now 37 and has a little girl of his own this age, and she looks just like this.
Well, I mean, I can see the family resemblance without you saying
Yeah,
anything.
him and I, we're psychically connected as well. But
Sure.
I've done the portrait works. That was kind of a, like a transition from doing illustration to getting commissions, but still always working for someone else. I really made my departure when I started painting from myself for images that were coming from within. And this was really my first piece. It's called Nature's Sanctuary in blue. And it looks very much like a Monet because it is based on Monet's cathedral paintings. So my concept was, and I got this walking through the woods, seeing light coming through the trees, that the woods is my sanctuary. And I wanted to portray that. So I took the structure and colors and composition of one of Monet's cathedrals.
I see.
And transformed it into a
that's
landscape.
amazing. I wish we had something to compare it to, but
Oh,
you're also
the Monet?
you're moving into abstraction here after all these years.
Somewhat, yeah, but I'm still holding on to the illustration in ways that serve me.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly representative, even in the texture of, you can see the trees, yeah, certainly.
Yeah. This piece is very illustrative.
Now, that one's new, right?
This is very new,
I've
yeah.
seen that online. That's Frederick Douglass.
Yep, Frederick Douglass, and I think that's part of my influence living in New Bedford, that the history
Oh, sure.
is just so strong there.
Yeah.
I relocated back to New Bedford, it's going to be like 5 years now. And the first thing I noticed walking through the cobblestone streets was you could feel the history. The
Sure.
history was alive.
Absolutely.
So I was inspired to do this portrait of Frederick Douglass. And this to me is very kind of like a combination of illustration and painting, right? It's mixed media. The quote, "The desire to be free awakened my determination to act." And that really spoke to me. It's not one of his more famous quotes, it's from his autobiography, but it really spoke to me about how everything starts with a thought. You know, the desire to be free is what motivated him to take action, to move his feet, to escape, to write, to, you know, be an orator.
Sure, of course.
So it's just it's a very inspirational quote for me. The house in the top is the house where he lived in New Bedford.
Ah, I see.
It's called the Nathan and Polly Johnson House.
So is that some sort of a landmark or museum now?
It is. It's a landmark, and right across the street from it, we now have what's called Abolition Row Park. And we hired a sculptor to do a sculpture of Frederick Douglass in New Bedford.
Oh, nice.
But tell you one of the fun things about this. This is the map of where he escaped from Baltimore
Oh, sure.
and made it to New Bedford, following the North Star over the Johnson House.
Oh, wow.
Because that's how the slaves would find their way north. They followed the North Star. But you see the trees on the top, that just happened spontaneously. That was a wash. I turned it upside down, and I don't know if it was the wrinkles in the paper or what it was, but it formed trees, and I thought, oh, you know, it's like,
That's the magic of watercolor.
right? Exactly. So that I'm very happy with this piece. It's been picked up by the Frederick Douglass Museum.
Oh, sweet.
So I'm very happy and continually to be inspired by him, his writings.
Absolutely. I think he wrote, what, 3 autobiographies?
3 autobiographies, yeah. This here is called Forest Awakening.
Okay.
And I credit my husband with the name because what I wanted to do was show like a forest scene just as the sun was rising, just as a new day was starting. And it's a very limited palette, and it has that kind of meditative quality of where everything's kind of fuzzy and you don't really
Misty.
see. Yeah.
Sure.
So my husband, who's a writer, Ed Parr, came up with the name Forest Awakening. So is the forest awakening, or are you awakening? So it could be either way.
Or both, sure.
So both and.
I wanted to take a second to talk about that one because that one reminds me of Gustav Klimt, the Viennese painting.
Oh,
painter.
really?
Yeah, the
Okay.
composition, the fact that
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was me playing around with composition. I wanted to see how much can I get away with, light and dark.
Exactly,
And
sure.
where's the point where you cut it off?
Yep.
So it doesn't like break in two, you know, too much, too little. So it was a little.
Now, if you wanted to end with this one.
This is it's become my signature piece, and the name of this is called Rise Up, and it's I guess through Monet I got interested in water lilies as well, but water lilies to me are very symbolic. They're like the lotus of the East.
Sure.
They're not, lotuses and water lilies are really 2 different families, but the key is that they're both rooted in mud. And you know the saying, the Buddhist saying, "No mud, no lotus." So through our lives, we're in this turmoil and struggles and whatever, and yet this beautiful flower rises up and is unblemished by the mud. You know, all that's below.
With that, we have to end.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep painting.
Of course you are, absolutely. And we'll be talking again, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
Can I say one more thing?
Quickly?
Quickly. This led me to doing work, getting a grant for doing free workshops called the Resilience Project. And it's based on having people do mindfulness as well as art, do it through collage. And it's something that anyone can do. And that's my mission now, to help people find that center and find their creativity.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wayne. It's a pleasure being here. We're
here with our second artist, Thea Ernest. Nice to meet you. I know we met previously, I think at Common Fence Point, right? And you were doing a show with the Portsmouth Arts Guild?
Right. I'm a member there also.
Oh,
Yep.
good, yeah. And talk a little bit about how you got involved with art.
I was someone, I've heard many of your artists say this, I just always drew and always thought I would go to art school, but it took me kind of a long time to get there. I did go to RISD, but I went there for metalsmithing and jewelry, and I did that for many, many years, but there were, toxic materials, hurts your hands.
Acids and solders and all
Sure,
that good
yeah.
stuff.
And I wanted to do more storytelling. So at some point I made the switch from metalsmithing into painting and drawing, just more for the storytelling
Was
aspects.
this while you were at school?
Oh no, I graduated in jewelry and light metals.
Did you work in the field?
I did. I did lighting fixtures and hardware, cabinet hardware for clients.
Like handmade?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the metalsmithing I was doing, and some work at with the Providence Preservation Society as well.
Oh, that's like very high-end work, I would think.
Yeah.
It must have been very costly.
It was costly for the clients.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's astonishing.
It was like jewelry for the home. That's how
Yeah.
I described it.
Now, were you part of a firm, or was it?
No, I was working on my own, and then I would hire assistants when I needed more help.
And were you living in Providence then?
At the time, I was in Providence, yes.
And when did you start pursuing your painting?
The painting started about 2018. I had heard of a group called Urban Sketchers, and it's a global organization that their whole thing is just people wanting to get together to sketch from life, plein air.
Yep.
And it just captivated me because it was very spontaneous and very social. So a couple of years later, I started a chapter here in Rhode Island. And we go out every Saturday and just draw together.
And you started it?
There were some other people
Some other
interested
people.
in it, but I'm one of the primary founders.
And how did
yes.
you find out about it?
I really can't remember how I first heard about it, but it's a well-known organization. It's been started in Seattle 25 years ago.
So it would have been maybe through social media or something?
Probably so, yeah.
Now, do you want to start talking about your work as we
Sure.
continue our conversation?
A typical sort of thing that I do maybe on that Saturday morning of traveling around would be to just catch something local.
Now, make sure you have it vertical so
Yep.
that Mary can see it.
Yep.
And
And this is a sketch from the 100 Acre Cove Walker Farm in Barrington. Last summer, I just couldn't paint enough kayaks. There was something
Okay.
about the stack of kayaks and the color that really intrigued me.
I mean, it makes things pop when they're always brightly colored,
Yes,
it seems. Yeah.
absolutely, right. And another typical scene might be, this was from, we were in Wickford, and it was just before 4th of July.
Yeah.
Flags everywhere.
Yeah.
So just trying to capture maybe a typical scene, but maybe in a little different way. That's something that intrigues me.
Now you were out this is all done live, right?
Yes.
You didn't bring it home and work on it more.
No, I'd prefer to just draw from life, actually.
So it keeps that spontaneity.
Yep, very fresh.
Now, do you start with a pencil drawing, or do you?
I typically like to just dive in with a pen.
Oh, okay.
Or dive in with watercolors because I don't want to fuss too much over it.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I start with pencil and erasing and correcting, it gets a little
Well,
less
also, if you
fresh.
start erasing on watercolor paper, it kind of ruins the texture for taking the,
Sure, if you're
the
rough,
pigment.
if you change the texture, yes.
Yeah.
I try not to be that rough with it.
So you're very bold in keeping those lines. You do very well with that.
Yeah, and if you make a mistake, it's just paper, really.
well, yeah. Yeah.
So I don't feel worried about a line that is something not quite correct or needs to be redone and leave the marks of what you were doing.
And just the nature of watercolor, the water has a mind of its own.
It does.
Sometimes.
It does.
But you can tell you're keeping the brush semi-dry so you can get that tightness when you need it.
Yep, yep.
And then you can get to go crazy when you're doing leaves.
That's right. Right. So I have a couple of themes I'm working on this year. One is I've been going around to see the Danbo trolls, which I think a lot of people are familiar with.
You'll have to explain just in case, because
There's
I
an artist
wasn't
from-
really familiar with that they were called that.
Yeah, an artist from Denmark, Thomas Danbo, has come, actually he's building them all over the world. They're these humongous creatures built entirely out of recycled materials. So he has a real theme about recycling and caring for the earth.
What kind of materials are you talking about?
They are made from pallets, some of them, and other found objects. There's one in East Providence, and they actually have found a boat and used that as part of the scene.
Oh, I see.
Because she's holding up a boat over her head. This one's called Mrs. Skipper. So I'm really interested in, it's quite a phenomenon. It gets crowds on the weekends, and people are hiking around to find them and take pictures of them.
And where are they in Rhode Island now?
We have one in East Providence now that's new. There are two in Ninnegrit Park in Charlestown. There's one in Exeter.
It's kind of a trend now. I remember we had the elephants.
Oh, yes. Weren't they beautiful?
The cliff walk, and I
Yes.
think they might have moved to Green Animals in
Yes.
Portsmouth for a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I think it's great that people will come out to see. People wouldn't go to a gallery, will come out to another art event like that outdoors.
that might be something that picked up popularity during the pandemic because you couldn't go to galleries for a while.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Now, of course, being in Rhode Island, I'm thinking about the Mr. Potato Heads that were everywhere.
They were around when I first got here in the 80s. I remember seeing lots of potato
Oh, they've been
heads.
here that long, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Good old Hassenfeld brothers.
So if I can show you some more.
Yes, absolutely.
Another theme for this summer for me has been porches. I went to
Yes.
see a friend in Seattle, a childhood friend, and we spent so much time sitting on her porch, just drinking coffee, talking, catching up, and it was such a shelter and such a beautiful spot to be. So it kind of inspired me to come back and look at porches in Rhode Island. And I'm taking pictures, or I'm sitting outside of people's houses painting. I haven't had anyone come out and say, don't do that. And
If you got up on their porch, they might say something.
I won't get on the porch. You have to understand plein air and the law.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
I mean,
get in
I've
any
had
trouble.
people who thought they were doing paintings on a property they thought was abandoned, and someone would come out and
Yeah, yeah.
say
There have been
something.
scrapes every once in a while.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Now, the beauty of
So-
doing something like the porch series is you can sit on the same porch at different times of day and get a completely different lighting
Truly,
effect,
that's true.
depending on
and-
where the sun is in
yeah,
the sky, or
yeah.
even what the weather is.
Yeah, it would change entirely.
Yeah.
And the other thing that'll change now, I thought, oh, it's summer, I'm running out of time to do this. But people decorate for holidays. There'll
Yeah.
be all kinds of spooky Halloween porches soon.
Yep.
So it's something I want to continue
Now,
through
have
the year.
you tried a seasonal themed porch yet?
I haven't yet.
Oh, that sounds like it'll be fun.
Yeah, just the summer. I have some with,
You have something on the other side of that.
oh, this was another, sometimes I back paintings up. and
You don't
it's-
want to share that?
I'll show this one. This is another high summer August porch.
Oh, God, yeah.
So it's really, and this porch belongs to a friend of mine in Warren. So they're really, I don't know, they're so comforting. They're a way to be private, but also be part of the community at the same time.
Sure.
I just find them very interesting right now.
Now, you have, so far, I mean, a very distinct absence of humans.
I haven't put any people on the porches yet, but I have a couple of ideas that will include people on the porches.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how you would pull that off. I mean, you could do flowers, but to do people up on
Yeah.
the porch would be
I'll keep you
fun.
posted.
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
know you share stuff on social media, so
Yes.
I'm always interested in seeing what you're up
Yeah,
to.
good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was a porch from in after 4th of July in Bristol. And all the bunting and, lots of rocking chairs for people to just enjoy. So even the chairs seemed like a conversation, like a personal, like evidence of people, let's put it that way.
Now, it looks like you started, you generally start with the ink, what kind of a pen do you use?
I'm using a permanent pen because I don't want it to smear
Of
once I
course.
watercolor. So typically like a micron type of pen.
Sure, yeah.
There's several brands, but always look for the waterproof ones. And that will be, for me, that's the best to work with watercolor. I don't
Yeah.
want those lines to change that much.
Yeah, and it looks like that would be a little bit, I mean, you're working small and you're working kind of tight here. I mean,
This one is. Yeah, I'm getting to enjoy a larger page. So I think that this will be one of the smaller ones, but I'm thinking I'll work larger for most of them.
yeah, you were talking to Mary earlier and how her pieces are so large, and could you envision working with something that big?
Probably not the size of Mary's work,
No,
but definitely bigger pages, yes. I have
you just
another.
need bigger brushes.
I do. Well, then you need to mix a lot more paint too.
Oh, I know, and
I wanna show
watercolor's
you,
not cheap.
No, it isn't. That is something to consider because people are interested in trying it and starting, and I do some teaching privately, but I don't want them to invest before they're sure they want to do it.
Oh, sure.
Because it is expensive.
Now,
to
do you
do.
use like one of those little sets with the little blocks, or?
I buy now empty blocks and fill them from a tube.
Oh, I
so that I
see.
can pick the colors that I want for that kit.
And you decide on the palette before you go out, or?
I do. And it changes depending where you're going
And the time of day.
and the time
right?
of day. So
Yeah.
I try to guess a bit ahead what it's going to be like.
Yeah. And you have the storytelling.
This is another one that, a sort of another theme that I am working on. And this is more of a storytelling type of piece. I love being in the ocean, and I wanted to tell a story about what it feels like to be in the ocean in my body. I float really well because of extra pounds.
Okay.
And it is the most wonderful, comfortable place to be.
Yeah.
And it really felt like, in the last frame, it talks about, I stay until I'm brined, fully
Yes,
brined. And
yes.
that's that feeling of the ocean that's so wonderful.
Yeah.
So this was more from imagination and a studio piece, not a live piece, which is, when I'm doing the storytelling, it works better to be just in the studio thinking about it,
Yeah.
sketching
Yeah.
ideas.
I mean, this looks like it's all from your imagination, yeah, as
Yeah.
opposed to plein air.
Yeah, and experience as well.
It'd be interesting to see if you could combine the two, but I don't see how. I mean, I can't imagine how it would be.
I think some of the features of plein air would fit depending on the story I was telling, because it could be an actual neighborhood, it could be a particular residence.
Sure.
So I imagine they'll combine pretty well.
I could see you making a book of these.
I'd love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it looks like we've just run out of time,
Well, perfect timing then.
and I really appreciate you coming.
It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah, and having a chance to talk.
Yeah, great.
And that brings us to the end of another episode of Art Matters. I'm your host, and join us next time. Meanwhile, keep painting and drawing.